Before I was diagnosed with autism at age 23, it felt like I was getting to this sort of tipping point in my life where I just couldn't really keep up with demands. I couldn't keep up with the demands of life anymore. I think that as I started getting older and I started growing into adulthood, the demands became more and more and more, and I really started feeling burnt out. And I actually think this started back in high school when I started really feeling a lot of autistic burnout, which I now realize is autistic burnout. I didn't realize it at the time. And as I got older and as I grew into adulthood, I feel like it got worse and worse and worse. I would wake up feeling just fatigued, exhausted, confused about my place in the world, feeling like I was struggling to keep my head above water pretty much every single day. And then when I received my autism diagnosis, it gave me a lot of answers, and it really gave me a roadmap to design my life going forward in a way that is actually supportive of myself for the first time ever in my life. I found ways to accommodate myself with different accommodation tools and sensory tools. But one thing that has helped me more than anything, and it might not be the answer that you want to hear because it does seem really simple, yet it does feel sort of just not practical. And that is to slow down. This past year, I have really just taken a step back and really, really, really restructured my life in a way that allows me to slow down, that allows me to have moments like this where I get to sit in nature amongst the trees and the chirping birds and the plants and the fresh air. And I feel like that has sort of alleviated a lot of the burnout that I was feeling. I think I was constantly pushing myself past my limits because I thought that's what I had to do. That's what society told me I had to do. That's what I thought I had to do to be successful. That's what I thought I had to do to be happy, is to consistently push myself and put myself in uncomfortable situations. And I realize now that while some discomfort is good, if it's discomfort that actually helps us grow, that a lot of the discomfort I was putting myself in were just actually situations that my autistic brain and personally me as myself just didn't thrive in. I didn't thrive in that discomfort. I didn't thrive in some previous jobs that I had. I didn't thrive when I was trying to do things because I thought that's the way they had to be done. And like I mentioned, slowing down might not be the answer you necessarily want to hear because it's hard. It's really hard, especially in this world where we have to support ourselves and we have to create some sort of livelihood in order, like literally in order to survive. We have to have money in order to survive, and slowing down in the way that we might think of it is not always going to be feasible, and it's not always going to be practical, but it is an absolute necessity for our well-being, for our mental health, for our connection to ourselves, and to lower the effects of burnout from being autistic. For me, slowing down, like I mentioned, is spending time in nature, finding stillness in my day, spending a lot of time alone, saying no to a lot of things, setting a lot of boundaries, both with other people, saying no to them, and setting boundaries with myself, which includes understanding my limits and not pushing myself into places where I know I won't be able to thrive. And I will say that I have more energy than ever. I have more peace in my life now. And I didn't even know that the amount of peace that I have in my life now, I didn't even realize that it was possible for me, because I spent most of my life burnt out, drained, fatigued, exhausted, whichever word you want to use to describe that experience. So I guess, how do we slow down in a practical way that allows us to continue to, I guess, survive in this capitalist society? And I'm not sure I have the answer to that. I think it's going to look different for everyone. For some people, it might be just 5 minutes to yourself in the morning without any distractions. For other people, it might be connecting with nature. It might be getting outside. For some, it might be allotting just a little bit more time to indulge in your special interests, to experience the joy that we can experience of being autistic. I think in a lot of situations, slowing down involves setting boundaries, letting people know that you're not going to be available, and really staying firm with that. I also mentioned spending a lot of time alone, and I think for me personally, that's what helps me recharge. That's what helps me process. If I'm constantly going, I don't have time to process. I process things very slowly. Often it takes days or weeks to process events that happened. And when I can have that time to process, and when I can give myself grace and allow myself as much time as I need to process, I'm actually able to process, and then I'm able to move on. So maybe just think about today, what are some ways that you can slow down in your life? How can you slow down? I'm just watching this bird over here. I'm not sure if you can hear it through the microphone, but he's also saying slow down. He's saying just let yourself be every once in a while, without the expectation of how you need to be. Just let yourself be as you are in this moment. Maybe that's what slowing down is to you. Maybe slowing down is practicing more self-acceptance. I think sometimes we distract ourselves with a lot of things so that we don't have to spend time with ourselves. Spending time with yourself is slowing down. So just sit with that thought today. Don't force it. Don't pressure yourself to slow down. And most importantly, don't make slowing down another demand. Don't make slowing down another thing that you have to do. Slowing down is the opposite of that. And so let it flow, and trust that the answers will come, that you'll find ways to slow down in a way that fits perfectly into your lifestyle and that is perfect for you. So thanks for watching this video, and I'm going to slow down. I'm going to put the camera away, and I'm going to go for a little walk along the creek. Just taking in the fresh air and listening to the birds and watching the trees sway in the wind. So I hope you have a blessed day.